Mr. Broomvine, your client's supposed to appear, correct? From the jail?
Yes, via Zoom, it was my understanding.
Okay. I have a lot of people on, so I'm just trying to see if he's in yet. He's here. Mr. Massad, how are you?
I don't think he can hear you yet, Your Honor.
It says connecting to audio.
Hey, guys. All right, at the jail, Mr. Massad, can you hear me? You can answer now.
Can you hear us? Thank you.
Okay, we got it. All right, give me 1 minute here. All right, Ms. Peters is in. Hi, Ms. Peters, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Your Honor?
Good. And just so you all know, Ms. Beckman is on Zoom, but she's also here in the courtroom with me. My court reporter is here, and this is a recorded conversation. We're here in case number 19 CF 1154 on the Massad case. We originally were set for a change of plea, and then I was asked to continue that and move it to a pretrial only. And so right now we're on a pretrial. Mr. Broomvine, Mr. DeFlaming, where are we at on your case that's set for trial?
Well, I can tell you, Your Honor, that we have not completely given up the idea of negotiating with the state of Florida, Mr. McCabe's office. We do have to iron one other thing out with Mr. Bartlett, of which I understand he'll be back in the office next week. But my understanding is that Pasco is closed down as far as setting trials. This may be a 2-week trial. So we probably should take it off the calendar and make a decision whether we want to reset it to a reasonable date or another pretrial. Bjorn, what do you think?
Your Honor, if I could add to that, there's a lot of feedback, but
I know somebody has their microphone on that's not supposed to. So if everybody can mute other than who I unmute.
Okay.
There we go. Go ahead.
So, Your Honor, we're currently set for trial for, I believe, the 11th.
We are.
And it appears that that's not a realistic trial date in light of what's happening with COVID-19. We would be ready to go if it was a realistic date, but I'm guessing it's not. We, on the practicing medicine without a license charge, we have scheduled a full week of depositions, the week of January 5th through January 8th. And my hope is that maybe on the 11th, if that's a good day, and I don't know if it is or not, but that possibly if we have resolution with the 6th Judicial Circuit, and after having taken some depositions, that may give me the information I need to discuss a possible resolution on the statewide prosecution case, and maybe to try for a global resolution on or about January 11th. If the January 11th date is not realistic for trial, I would ask that maybe we go ahead and set some tentative dates, at an early date that's realistic. I'm not quite sure what that is, but I am hopeful that we might be able to reach a resolution, maybe with the court's assistance, on January 11th.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure I understood what you just said. Clearly, we cannot do the more significant 19 CF 1580 case on the 11th. That's going to be a 2-week trial, and Judge Crane is authorized through Judge Rondolino to approve all trials that I do here in the Pasco. He is unapproved the Massad case at this point. It was approved, but due to the uptick and the fact that we're not quite there yet, he informed me yesterday that that case would not be allowed to be on the docket. So are you asking me to switch out
No,
the statewide case for trial on the 11th, or are you just asking me to make the 11th a pretrial and hopefully we can come to some resolution for everything?
asking for the 11th to be a pretrial.
Your Honor.
Hoping that we'll have a resolution with the 6th Judicial Circuit and maybe with statewide, but if not, maybe pitch something to the court.
Okay. Ms. Peters, are you available on the 11th? I know Ms. Beckman is because she was expected to be in trial, so she clearly has that day available.
Yes, Your Honor, I am. I'm available. I had already set it off on my calendar.
Okay. All right. So the only question is, right now we're going to set all of Mr. Massad's cases, the 2 open cases for pretrial, the case that he's already been convicted of for sentencing. We'll set it all for the 11th. And a week before, I'm here the whole week of the 4th, I'm going to call on the 6th and ask the defense whether they want Mr. Massad to appear via Zoom or whether they want him to appear via video, which we can take pleas over the video. I cannot take a plea via Zoom. I can take a plea over the video. So they just move him from the room he's in right now down the hall to the video room. We can take pleas, or whether you want me to have him transported. There's a possibility that I could have him transported, but I'd rather not.
Your Honor, I can tell you from many conversations with my client that he would prefer to appear via video.
Okay.
And
All
I
right,
think
so-
he will confirm that, but that's always been his preference. It's very difficult to be transported for him.
Okay. If there's going to be a plea of any sort, we need to have the paperwork for the plea filled out in advance, signed by Ms. Beckman and sent over to the jail so he can sign it. If there's a plea and you want me to further negotiate about a additional sentence for the statewide, I can do that. So I will have Mr. Massad appear via video from the video room on the 11th of January 11th at 9. He will be on video here in my courtroom.
Okay.
And for those people who are here on the Zoom from the different TV stations, that means the only way you'll get them on the video is if you come to my courtroom. So I know Fox News is there, Law&Crime's here. But if they want to have him on video with whatever happens on the 11th, they would have to appear in my courtroom, which they're more than welcome to do so. And they would have to film him via video from my courtroom. So it's off the trial docket. Everyone can release their witnesses. And we'll have a pretrial for the 2 open cases and the sentencing for the case he's already been found guilty for, set on the 11th at 9, and Mr. Massad will appear via video. The interesting thing is I can't do video and Zoom. So the defense lawyers can appear via telephone. You guys can get together and set up a conference call if you all want to be on a video, on a phone conference, or you can come to court. There won't be hardly anybody here. I usually have less than 3 people in my courtroom. So everything's socially distanced in my courtroom. You just have to wear a mask. So everything in my courtroom is set out to be socially distanced. So I'm not compelling anyone to be here, but you're welcome to come, or you all can get together, which we've done in the past, and you all can appear via conference line. Ms. Beckman will come to court because she always does. She's only down the hall. And Mr. Massad will be via video. So that's kind of, I mean, it's a little tricky when he's on the video. If you all want to, if it's just going to be a pretrial and you change your mind and want it to move to Zoom, I can do that a day ahead of time. I just need 24 hours notice for the Zoom. So it doesn't, I'm here. So I'm sitting in the same place, whether I'm Zoom, video, conference call, I sit in the same seat. So I'm good. Okay. Just a little, I just want to make sure we don't try to Zoom it, like an hour ahead of time, because Mr. Massad has to be brought to a different place in the jail. Okay? Any questions from anybody?
No, Your Honor.
All right, State, you good?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, we'll see you all back on the 11th then. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.